Cool. All right, so it's going to be all about the 5 simple tips to creating stunning video ads. And what we're talking about first is video marketing is actually just messaging your target audience. So the key component here is about thinking synonymous with the word video and messaging. So you want to kind of think that it's a video message, because when you think it's a video message, it's going to be it's not going to feel like an ad to you. It's going to feel like, hey, you know what? I just got to convey my video or the video of my gym, my spa, my whatever my business is. I want to convey that message through that video. So when I'm taking a shot of, let's say, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class, or let's say anything, or if I'm just talking about my service or product, I want to make sure that that piece of content, that piece of video content, is conveying the right message without putting the text there. Do they understand what your message is? Is it conveying your message to your target audience? Super important. So using your phone for this is very simple, and this gives you a chance to, again, really convey your offer and educate them about your brand. And first impressions are super important. The retarget video ads will also generate more interest to your product or service. So you want to make backup videos, which are basically conveying your message and reinforcing that same message, but in a different way. Okay, so that's what this slide is mainly about. Is about thinking about the message and the video. Now, do you need a professional camera? Okay, yes, you could use a professional camera, but then comes the problem that sometimes when they're over edited, that it can look like an ad that that basically causes banner blindness, that they think, oh, this is this is over edited, this is overdone, this looks like a commercial. And the behavior of the consumer when they watch TVs and they get commercials and they get that, they usually end up like just not watching the commercial. So you want to make sure that if you are using a professional camera, just to keep it really like real, as if you were, really conveying that message again, as in the first slide, which is super, super important. So again, a professional camera is good. You don't need it, but you can use it, but you just need to make sure that you convey that message in the realest way. Using your mobile phone. Okay, so if you have the professional camera, that's fine, but you still want to use the mobile phone. If you don't have the professional camera, you can go ahead and use the mobile phone. Selfie mode is really good. So, even though, let's say, for example, for Tom, you're using the videos of the classes, it wouldn't hurt sometimes for you to actually maybe set up a tripod or even just hold it in selfie mode and the class going on in the back of you, and you actually conveying the message of, what you guys are about your community and everything else. That's going to also speak volumes in your retarget ads, because what that's going to do is it's going to reinforce that first message with a more assertive message from the owner, right? From the head instructor. And that's going to be huge, because it's going to show 2 things. It's going to show that you stand in front of your product. It's behind you going on and you're right there. That's one message. Number 2 is the words you speak, right? That's going to be the second message. And there's going to be 3rd and 4th messages in there, but they're all going to be around you being a person that is standing behind your product, right? And people are going to relate more to those authentic video messages, because they're going to feel like they're actually speaking to you, right? So this is something to consider for yourself. And if you're selling something intangible, like something that's, not like physical, like a service, you really are going to have to be explaining a little bit about that as well, right? Okay. Oops, looks like I am signed out. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. I am signed back in here. Okay, so now I'm going to go to number 4. How long should your videos be? Okay, there are a lot of experts out there that say that your first video should be 3 to 5 minutes long. And I understand that that makes sense, that, that if you have a longer video, that you can kind of retarget all the people that watch the whole video. However, if you were to make it, 15 to 30 seconds, like TikTok and Instagram, then you can really, really make sure that a majority of the audience sticks around to see your message. Okay. In this image, you can see there's a 6-second video. That could work as well on platforms like YouTube and stuff like that, where you just want to kind of just keep ticking at them, right? So retarget ads are good, that that are very short. But on the social platforms that we use, so Facebook and Instagram mainly, it's best to use the 15 to 30 seconds. On YouTube, I would use longer videos, of course, that because people are looking on YouTube for more educational content and they want that education right now. So if you just try to pitch them in 15 to 30 seconds, that's not really what they want. They want to be educated because YouTube is actually a search engine as well, right? But now when you talk about social media, people are scrolling, they're thumb scrolling. So as they're thumb scrolling, they're not really stopping as long. So you want to make sure that you convey that message as quick as possible and then retarget them with more videos and more messages. Now, in this slide, you see him holding, there's a Red Bull ad here, and it's showing, some images and stuff like that. So, I mean, this type of video, it just shows an ad, right? But what you want to think about is like, your ads should be much better and more connecting than the large companies, which already have defined their messaging and are fine with just kind of hitting their audience repeatedly because they've got larger budgets. But for us, we need to really identify and work more intimately with our custom audience and our cold audience as well, that we actually solve problems for them and be a solution for them. And it's very important when you do your video messaging that you actually think of those problems and are conveying those solutions on a regular basis. And that's what's going to set you apart from your competition's videos, because your videos are going to be so efficient and so direct and so clean that they are going to be no nonsense. They're going to tell like, hey, you can join our club, you can join our service, you can buy this product, but this is why you're buying it. And people are like, hey, it's a no-brainer. I have that problem. I need that product. That's going to solve my problem. That service is going to solve my problem. Where do I sign? It's done, right? And this allows people, like sorry, I have the wrong content here. But basically this solves the problem. This solves the problem for them, and it gives them that solution really quick, which also gets them to click. And once they click, then you know that they're going to start contacting you as well, right? Sorry, I have this from some slides from before. Okay. So now we're going to talk about, the mobile device, right? 98% of your ads reaches a mobile phone. So you've really got to constantly think that you are in the business of mobile marketing. That's super important. But then again, you want to ask yourself where your potential customers are seeing your message, because it may also be desktop as well. So you want to think, how does my ad look on desktop? Because although 98% are here, but maybe on YouTube, it's basically maybe 30% are on desktop, right? But for Facebook and Instagram, we know that majority are on the mobile phone, right? So you want to ask yourself this question. I say this a lot in my other slides and my other presentations. It's super important that you want to see what their behavior is like. Like, what are they like? What behavior, what mentality, what kind of, actions are they taking when they're on these devices? Because if they're on a desktop computer or a tablet, tablet's probably recreational. They're on a desktop, they might be working, they might be doing something, who knows, right? And then when they're on their phones, they're probably leisurely looking through social media. If they're searching for something, they may be on the Google app or they might be on YouTube. So you want to really think about that and remember that if they're on Google or YouTube, they might be willing to watch longer videos as well. So this is all, from your research, your testing, and asking your clients, even finding out from them, like, where did you see our ads, right? And that's super important. And you want to look at like, how long are they spending on their phones by you putting yourself in their shoes. Okay. And the last slide is like, it's just reiterating, what you can do. It's similar to the exercise I gave last week. It's basically, what's your message for video advertising? Write out your message in 5 different ways. Choose the best one. optimize, take that one, make those versions, and then that becomes like your mission. Like how in the past, in every website used to have a mission statement instead of an about us section, right? So you want to basically optimize one of those and make a few versions of it. So you're saying the best way to convey your message in a few different ways, right? And this becomes your main message and the same thing you keep hammering out. Like, for example, you look at Gary Vee, he's constantly telling people to take action and start posting. And he keeps saying that in like 100 different ways. He gets people to take action. And he's got a huge brand following, right? So this is just to summarize, this is basically, I'll upload the recording, but this is the idea behind it. So Tom, I mean, I hope this helped a little bit,
Oh, definitely did.
It just kind of reiterates, I guess,
Yeah, no, for me, it to go over things, it definitely helps, right? And there was a couple key points there that I did forget about. So now that they're refreshed, it'll help with the ads and stuff now.
That's great, man. Yeah. And you know what? Even when I do this, like, I get that in me too, right? Because then I go back to my ads and I'm like, because we forget,
Oh, exactly, right. If it sometimes it's working, so you kind of whatever, not ignore it, but it just falls to the wayside, right?
It really does. It definitely does. And that's the big thing about, how you're taking action. You're showing up to the meetings, you're doing your videos, you're doing it. And I'm sure it's still hard. There's probably 100 other things that are pulling you, right? But
Yeah, it's getting easier and easier for sure.
yeah. But I'm just saying, right? Like,
No,
if
for sure.
like once you get into the habit and you realize that, hey, you know what, as we spoke about earlier, that this is the work. Like,
Yeah.
You're going to the gym and you're going to your business, you might be selling flowers, you think, oh, I'm working on my business, but you're really not working on growing your business. You're just maintaining.
You're working at your business.
Working at your business. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad this helped, man. And
oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Just got to keep going forward now.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna cut this presentation now.